Rocks it.
Lays it up.
Got it.
Three-pointer try.
Yes. Cedartown wins.
It's time for Cedartown High School Bulldogs basketball right here on WGAA 106.1 FM and AM 1340. Broadcasting online at WGAAradio.com and streaming on the TuneIn Radio app and Facebook Live. And now, let's head down to courtside for today's action.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Haralson County High School Jane Williamson Court as the Cedartown Lady Bulldogs, coming off a tough loss last night to the host team, Haralson County, will take on their former region foe, the Central Lady Lions. Along with Sam Branch, Andrew Carter with you here. Lady Bulldogs coming into this matchup with a 4-8 mark. Central, Sam, is at 7-6 on the season, so kind of a renewal of a rivalry, but we were looking at the roster for Central. A lot of new names on there that we don't recognize.
A lot of new names. One of the ones that we recognize is that in the form of Riley Rainwater, which is one of 4 seniors on this Central squad. Outside of that, a very, very young team indeed. 4 seniors, no juniors. The rest just sophomores and freshmen. So a young Central team that we know has been tough in the past coming in to face off against our Lady Dogs. Of course, Cedartown, the Lady Dogs, they picked up a win in their first game of the Haralson County tournament when they defeated Bowden. But as you said, Andrew, the Lady Dogs fell last night to Haralson County, and so looking to pick up a win and go in a winning record here in this 3-game tournament series.
Lady Bulldogs, the visiting team in this one. Asia Ware, along with Boozer and Barclay. Camille Solomon and Anna Kate Bussey are starting 5 for the Lady Bulldogs, wearing all red jerseys with Lady Dogs in white on top of the numbers, which are black. For the Central Lions, it'll be number 4, Cheyenne Tykak. Number 5, Riley Rainwater. Number 11, Nora Yarbrough, a senior. Number 12, Maddie Phillips, a freshman. Number 13, Molly Young, a sophomore. And that's your starting 5 for the Central Lady Lions, and we're just about ready to go. This is the first game today of 4 to be played here at Haralson County High School, and the final day of the Haralson County Hilburn Patterson Invitational Tournament, as the Lady Bulldogs will bookend their participation in this tournament with a facing off against a former region foe, and that of the Central Lady Lions. Lady Bulldogs head out to the floor. It looks like Asia Ware will be tipping at the line for the Lady Dogs, and number 13 for Central, Molly Young, will be tipping there, the sophomore. And to tell you about it, here's Sam Branch.
Thank you, Andrew Carter. And we are underway with Central winning the opening tip-off. It'll be number 4, Tykak, who will bring it across half court and into the front court for Central. Going to come left side. They're going to work off of that wing near side now. Back to Tykak. Now they're going to try to work the baseline in the lane. They have to come back outside. Cedartown playing tough defense, not wanting to get anything easy down low, and Central throws that one away, trying to work it around the perimeter. It'll be Cedartown basketball. Lady Dogs working from left to right on your radio dial. It'll be Camille Solomon that'll bring it into the front court for Cedartown. Left side now to Haven Barclay. Barclay working off the far side wing, looking for some help. Gets it from Bussey. Bussey near side now. They go back to Ware. Ware just on the opposite side of the key. They work to Camille Solomon. Solomon in the paint. The shot is up, and it is no good. Rebound taken by Central. So it'll be the Lady Lions into the front court. They go to number 4, Tykak. She's going to work to her right. Setting up the Central offense. Now going to come back left side, top of the key, left side wing. Now they'll go into the corner. Coming back. They try to work it to the free throw line. That one's tipped away, but Tykak picks up the loose ball. She's going to start it over again. They'll again work to the near side corner, back to Tykak. And then they work the wing. It'll be number 13, Young, with it, that gives it off to number 11, Yarbrough. Now to Tykak. Tykak's going to drive. A block shot there by Asia Ware. Camille Solomon comes away with it.
Good job by the Lady Dogs defense to fight around there. Forced an ill-advised shot there as the shot clock was expiring.
Kinsley Boozer, top of the key, to give and go back to Haven Barclay. She tried to get something up, and that shot was blocked as well. Out of bounds, last touch by Central. It'll stay Cedartown basketball. 6:35 left to play.
Good block there by Nora Yarbrough there to avoid the foul. Well, the Dogs will check it in with 23 on the shot clock.
They They check in and trigger from the baseline. That one is intercepted by number 13, Molly Young. Young drives into the front court, going near side. Goes around a defender into the paint. Shot is up, and it is no good. Kinsley Boozer comes away with it after it was tipped away by Barclay. Boozer in transition, high off the glass. A lot of contact. Shot was no good, and the rebound is taken by Central, and then a foul on the Lions. It'll be Cedartown basketball. A travel. Good call.
And you can thank Cedartown, defensively speaking, there for forcing that travel, kind of reaching in there and forcing an off-balance shot.
They trigger into Boozer. Boozer again high off the glass. Shot again is no good, and the rebound once again taken by the Lady Lions. Central will push it into the front court. Top of the key is Young. They'll work it into the corner now. Rainwater's going to drive the baseline. High floater, no good. Haven Barclay comes away with the defensive board, I should say, for the Lady Dogs. First rebound for Cedartown. Barclay right side to Boozer. Boozer working off the near side wing. Trying to work around the defender. Gives it to Solomon. In and out of the hands is Solomon. And now that's going to be out of bounds. Solomon was going for the out of bounds ball. Nora Yarber was out there with her. Solomon threw it back in. And then it was off the hands of the Central defender.
It was right off of Yarber right there. Good job by Solomon there to force that in. Now we've got a stoppage of play. Now we're ready to go back again.
Cedartown will once again trigger from the baseline. It'll be Bussey gets it into Solomon. Solomon, near side wing, top of the key now to Asia Ware. Ware going to give back to Solomon. It's tipped away. She has to give it up to Boozer. Boozer's going to drive the baseline. The floater no good. And a rebound taken once again by the Lady Lions. It's Molly Young driving through the defense of the Lady Dogs, and the shot was tipped, blocked away by Bussey, but then stolen back by Rainwater, and that is off the glass and good. That's the first basket of the afternoon. And it also is going to come with a foul. So a chance for a three-point play for Central as the foul is called on Anna Kate Bussey.
Well, Anna Kate Bussey had the ball ripped right out of her hands. She wasn't really paying attention to the defender right there, and Rainwater steals it away, gets that basket to go, and the foul called on her, and now a chance for a three-point play right here, and it's up and in. 3-0 lead now for the Central Lady Lions.
Camille Solomon will bring it down the floor for the Lady Dogs, coming into the front court for Cedartown. Tries to go to Asia Ware, a bad pass, but Ware's able to get it after Solomon regained and threw again. A three on the way from Barclay, just missed off the iron, no good. Rebound taken by Central. The Lady Lions out-rebounding the Lady Dogs here in this first 8 minutes of play. Rainwater goes back to Tycack. She's going to take a three from the near side. That one is up and no good. Rebound taken by Anna Kate Bussey. Bussey gives it up to Solomon. Solomon's going to try to bring it into the front court for the Lady Dogs. Cross the timeline, left side, they go to Barclay. Barclay far side, comes back near side to Ware. Ware working off the near side wing. Now they'll go into the corner to Boozer. Boozer trying to get around the much taller Yarber, has to come back out, top of the key, left side now Barclay. Barclay to Ware. Ware from the far corner tries to drive kick out to Barclay, a three on the way, off the iron, no good, and the rebound is taken by Boozer. That's the first offensive board that the Lady Dogs have managed to grab here in this first period of play. Left side, now they'll work into the corner. They'll go from Ware to Boozer. Boozer baseline, turn, jump shot, no good. She was double teamed, no contact, or at least no call for contact. And Central, again, with the rebound and already in transition. Rainwater outside, a three on the way from Yarber, and no good. Rebound taken by Asia Ware.
We are getting some defensive boards, Sam, but offensively speaking, none to be had. Yeah, just one that we've seen so far.
Barclay with it, comes back to Boozer. Boozer top of the key. Lady Dogs will work to the left now to Ware. Some subs getting ready to come in for Cedartown at the next stoppage in play. We'll go to Barclay. Barclay in the corner. Now back to the top of the key to Bussey. Bussey to Solomon. Solomon to Boozer. Boozer working off the near side corner. Has to come back outside. Top of the key now to Solomon. Solomon going to try to work around number 12, Phillips. Tries to get around a high screen set by Bussey. They have to give to Boozer. Boozer the baseline jumper. No good. Rebound taken by the Lions once again.
That baseline jumper hasn't been there for us yet.
They try to get it down low to Riley Rainwater. Molly Young was trying to feed it to Rainwater. A lot of contact down low. Camille Solomon took an elbow to the eye. That ball, as it went out of bounds, causes some trouble for the Lady Dogs, but it will be Cedartown basketball. The inbounds goes to Solomon. Charlie Todd has checked into the game for Cedartown, as well as Westmoreland.
Good to see Charlie back out there. She's been out with an ankle injury for the past couple of games, but she is well enough to play here in this final game of the tournament.
Asia Ware working off far side wing. Drive, floater, good.
Just enough steps there to get that floater in there. Cedartown is on the board. 3-2 the score now. 2:55 to play in the first period.
It'll be Molly Young for Central. Left side, no doubt. Tycack. Now they'll go into the corner. It's going to be Yarber going to try to drive baseline. Good pass underneath to Rainwater. And we're going to get a foul called on Cedartown.
It's going to be on Barclay, her first. Barclay in the first couple of games of this tournament has fouled out. So got to be careful with her getting the fouls up. And I think you could definitely say the absence of her toward the end of the last couple of games has been consequential. That first free throw from Rainwater is no good. Still 3-2 lead for the home team, which is Central. Wearing white uniforms trimmed in maroon. Second one no good, and the rebound by Cedartown, I think. Yep.
It'll be Camille Solomon gathers the loose ball. She pushes it into the front court for Cedartown. She'll slow up and wait on help. Tries to get it to Asia Ware, throws it away, but Westmoreland is there to clean it up on the backside.
Good job there by Westmoreland to get to that one. Saved it from getting a turnover.
Top of the key now to Westmoreland. They're working from the far side corner. Now they'll give it up to Barclay. Barclay will back it out to the Haralson County logo. Slow it down, reset the offensive pass to Charlie Todd, and it was just out of her hands. Did not look that one in, and so it'll be a turnover, and it'll be Cedartown going back on defense as Central clings to a 1-point lead, 3-2, with just under 2:20 left to play in this opening frame. It'll be Cheyenne Tykeck. Thought about going to the right side, faked it, has to pull it back down, waiting on some help. Now she'll come to the left side. She'll go to Yarber. Back to Tykeck. Working off the right side. Haven Barclay meets her at the perimeter. Now she's going to try to drive. Has to give over to number 13, Molly Young. Now they'll come it back outside. Will Central. They'll go to Rainwater. She's going to try to drive through the Cedartown defense. That one is knocked away out of bounds. Last touch by the Lady Dogs. It'll be Central basketball.
I think Anna Kate Bussey there got the block of the basketball there, knocked it out of bounds. So good job on defense there to force it. They've only got 8 seconds on the shot clock, so Central's got to hurry.
They'll trigger from the baseline. They'll get it into Yarber, and quickly off the glass, no good. But she got her on rebound. The putback is good. 5-2 is your score, and once again, rebounding being the problem, as Central has now opened this up to a, once again, 3-point lead over the Lady Dogs in this first period of play. Left side, they'll go to Barclay. Barclay to Westmoreland. She's going to fire one from just inside the perimeter. Shot was long, no good. Rebound taken by Boozer. Boozer's going to try to work it outside. Goes back to Westmoreland with it. Now they give to Boozer. A three is on the way, and it is good. So Kinsley Boozer ties this one with a three-pointer. It's 5-all with 1:16 left to play.
Kinsley Boozer, great job there on that three-pointer there. Usually she's good from down low, but she can do the good three, too. There's a three from Central, no good. It'll be out of bounds off Cedartown. It'll stay with the Lady Lions, although I thought it might have been out on Central. But
well, I tell you, we have not gotten a call on that end of the floor yet when it comes to out of bounds.
We have not.
Central will trigger from the baseline. They quickly fire a three. That one is blocked by Haven Barclay, and then she comes down with it.
Great job there by Barclay there on a clean block there at the ball in midair.
They'll give it to Boozer. Boozer in transition on the baseline. Has to kick it back outside. Barclay's going to step into a three. That one is short. Rebound, Anna Kate Bussey ties it up with the Central player. We've got a jump ball called.
It's going to stay with Cedartown. The possession arrow pointing that direction. Central's going to bring in Addie Turpin, number 32. She'll replace number 11, Nora Yarber. Will also send Asia Ware back out as Charlie Todd will head back to the bench. 48 seconds to go. We're tied 5-5 here in the first.
Bussey will trigger from the baseline. Going to go into Boozer. It's tipped away, though, by Tykeck. She comes away with it. She's going to drive it up the floor for Central. The floor general for this Lady Lions team. They go into the corner with it. Baseline to Rainwater. Now she tries to go back outside. Tykeck from the free throw line, and that one is good. And Central's back on top, 7-5. 30 seconds left to play in this opening period.
About as clean as of a shot that you can see right there, right from the stride.
Boozer to Westmoreland. Westmoreland to Barclay. Now they'll go back to Boozer, top of the key. Boozer's going to back it out, slow things down, wait for the offense to set up. Now she's going to go right side. She's going to go to Westmoreland. Westmoreland looking for some help. Gives it to Barclay in the corner. Now they come back to Boozer. Boozer top of the key. Ware from the paint, and it's good. Asia Ware ties it up.
Defender right in front of her, and she was able to get it to go in, and we're tied 7-7, a low-scoring first period of play. Let's head to the second period after this 60-second timeout on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network. Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for 100 years. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call today for tee time, 770-748-9671. Located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buckhannon Highway. Cedartown's original golf course, celebrating 100 years. Cedar Valley Golf Course.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the GHSA and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
Welcome back to Haralson County High School. Defensive struggle in the first period for the Lady Bulldogs and the Central Lions. 7-7 your score. Kind of like the end of a first quarter football, actually. The Haralson County Lady Rebels will have it to start here in the Central Lions will have to start the second period here, Sam.
Tykag with it, working off the far wing. Almost has that one knocked away as she was trying to give it to Rainwater. Rainwater's going to bring it back to Tykag. They'll work to the right side. Now back to Rainwater. Near side. Now they'll go into the corner to number 12, Phillips. Phillips goes back to Rainwater. Now they'll get back to Garber. The shot is up, and it is good. And that was actually number 32, Addie Turpin, and she gives the Central Lady Lions the score back. And it is 9-7.
Yeah, she kind of flicked it up there, Sam. Almost with contact, but it went in there. It was a good shot.
Barclay with it, far side wing. Looking for help. Gives it to Boozer. Boozer just on the near side at the top of the key. Now they'll go back far side again to Barclay. Barclay was going to come back to Asia Ware. 10 on the shot clock. They'll go to Boozer. Boozer in the corner. She's going to try to drive baseline. Runs into a defender, and Turpin has to come back outside. Now they'll go to Barclay. Solomon, a three on the way. A little bit of contact, but it doesn't matter. Camille Solomon drains it from the corner, and that puts the Lady Dogs on top for the first time today. 10-9 is your score. Cedartown leads by 1.
We may have to use the perimeter all night long because they're not opening up that down low, and there's a whistle and a stoppage of play underneath Central's basket. We have a foul called on Central's number 32, Addie Turpin. It's going to be Cedartown's basketball.
Haven Barclay went up for the rebound on that one, and Turpin just came all over her back. Created the contact, draws the foul. Solomon to Boozer. Boozer working near side. Right on the Jane Williamson court logo. The floater, the signature floater from Boozer, does not go out of bounds. Last touch by Central. It'll stay Cedartown basketball. So the Dogs, the Lady Dogs, I should say, will trigger from the baseline. It'll be Bussey. Bussey gets it into Solomon off the glass, no good, but contact. And Camille Solomon will go to the free throw line. The first trip of the night for the Lady Dogs.
The foul called on number 12, Maddie Phillips, the freshman for the Central Lions. And 2 at the line coming for the freshman for Cedartown, or number 12, Camille Solomon.
Lady Dogs with a 1-point lead. First free throw attempt on the way, in and out, no good from Solomon. 6:30 left to play in this first half. Solomon comes set, second free throw attempt is up, and it's off the back of the iron, but rattles its way home, and the Lady Dogs extend the lead out to 2, 11-9 your score. Tykag with it, bringing it into the front court. She's going to come near side. Young with it now into the corner. They go to Turpin. Now they go to Rainwater. Rainwater in the corner. She's going to bring it back on the perimeter until the middle of the floor. They'll go to Tykag. Tykag going to try to work to the right side. Has to come back to Rainwater. That one to Young. Almost knocked away by Asia Ware, but Turpin with a shot off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound taken by Central. Rebound again by Central. And now we've got a foul call. It'll be in the paint. On the floor, not a shooting foul, but we'll wait for the call from the official to see who it's on.
It's going to be on Bussey. I thought it might have been on Boozer, but they're going to call it on Bussey. That'll be her second foul.
So Central will trigger from the baseline. It'll be number 13, Young, who will get it in. Tycat with it now, top of the key, working the right side. Runs into Haven. Barclay rotates over. But they split the defense. They go back outside as they raid into a wall of defenders. Tycat with the mid-range jumper. It's no good, out of bounds, and it'll be Cedartown basketball. So a good defensive stand there by the Lady Dogs after the foul committed by Bussey.
We're seeing some good adjustments by the Lady Bulldogs, especially on offense, knowing that we don't have much down low open up with a height advantage going to Central.
Left side, Solomon. She's going to fire a three. It's going to be short off the iron. No good. Rebound taken by Central. Rainwater brings it into the front court. Camille Solomon matching her step for step. They went to Tycat. They came back to Rainwater. Now they're going to go across now into Turpin in the paint. High off the window, no good. Camille Solomon comes away with the rebound for the Lady Dogs. The freshman will push it up the floor for Cedartown. Right side to Boozer. Boozer working off the wings, going to back it back out to the middle of the floor. Now they'll go far side into Bussey. Bussey's going to try to work around Riley Rainwater. They'll give it up to Ware. Ware goes left side to Solomon. Solomon will come near side now to Boozer. Boozer working off the wing, trying to work around number 12, Phillips. Now they'll go to Barclay. A three, good! Haven Barclay hits it from the perimeter, and the Lady Dogs have their biggest lead of the afternoon. 14-9 is your score.
She got a high bounce off the rim, but it did fall in.
A three on the way from Central. It's no good. Central gets its rebound. Rainwater with the basket. And it is now 14-11. Cedartown with a three-point lead.
Mariah Westmoreland about to check in here at the next opportunity.
Brings it across the timeline. Right side to Ware. Now back to Solomon. Left side now to Barclay. Barclay to Solomon. Solomon to Ware. Ware. She's going to fire a three. It's going to be off its mark in the corner of the iron there. Rebound was taken by Central. It'll be Molly Young trying to push it up the floor. Tipped away by Barclay. Bussey comes away with it. They give it to Camille Solomon. We had Barclay all by herself, but we didn't see it in time. Solomon's now going to drive the lane. Shot is up. Contact. And Camille Solomon will go to the free throw line for the second time this afternoon. Only the second trip for the Lady Dogs.
And once again, the foul on Maddie Phillips, number 12.
That's going to be her second of the afternoon. And Camille Solomon back to the strike.
3 team fouls on Central, only one for Cedartown in the second period. First free throw is no good. Number 11, Nora Yarbrough checks back in, as well as number 14, Willow Shoemaker is now in the ball game, as number 32, Addie Turpin is out, and number 12, Maddie Phillips takes a seat.
Second free throw attempt on the way from Solomon. It is up and it is good. Charlie Todd also checked into the game, and now after the made free throw, Mariah Westmoreland will come in and relieve Solomon. So Cedartown's lead back to 4. 15-11 is your score. Just under 4 minutes left to play here in the second period. It'll be Tycack with it. She's going to give it up to number 13, Molly Young. The sophomore is going to work to the right side. Now she comes back left side all the way to the opposite side of the court, near side into the corner. Now they'll give it back up to number 11, Yarbrough. Top of the key, left side now, Tycack tries to dish underneath to Rainwater. Lots of contact. Good block there by Charlie Todd. But then Rainwater got the loose ball, got the basket, picked up the contact and the foul, and she's got a chance to make it a three-point play.
Foul call on Asia Ware. That's her first foul, the second for the Bulldogs here in this second period. But Rainwater with some tenacity right there to get that one to go. And a chance to get Central within 1 point, and she does. 15-14. And Camille Solomon, who took a moment's rest on the bench, will head out there, back out to the floor, as Haven Barclay will take a rest.
So Solomon will bring it down the floor for the Lady Dogs. Crossing the timeline in the front court, left side to Boozer. Boozer, far side wing. Now they're going to come back to Westmoreland, top of the key. Westmoreland's going to give back to Boozer in the lane. Comes back outside now. Camille Solomon tried to drive the baseline, had to come back outside. They go to Ware, they go to Solomon. So three, no good. It was short. And Central comes away with the rebound once again. Young across the timeline, feeds to Rainwater, off the glass and good. And Central is back on top, 16-15.
This game has been rocking back and forth here of late. Central with a big burst here to get ahead of the Lady Bulldogs, 16-15.
Boozer with it. Now they'll go to Charlie Todd. Todd, far side corner. Now they'll come back outside to Westmoreland. Top of the key, they go to Asia Ware. Ware with it, trying to work around Tycack. Has to go back to Charlie Todd. Todd will come back to Camille Solomon. Solomon with it, left side Westmoreland. Now they'll go into the corner again to Todd. Charlie Todd comes back to Asia Ware. That one's almost stolen. Ware pulls it down, tries to drive the lane, has to kick out. Right side Westmoreland. And we've got a travel called against Mariah Westmoreland. We turn it over in the corner, and it'll be Central basketball. Central with a 1-point lead with under 2.5 left to play.
I think we can feel the pressure coming on, Sam, with the shot clock expiring. And we were just in trouble in the corner, and that one was almost lost by Central on a bad pass, but they recover it.
It'll be Young with it. She goes back to Tycac. A couple Lady Dogs getting ready to check back in at the next stoppage in play. They'll go all the way to the other side of the court. Now they'll come back to Tycac. Now the other side of the perimeter. They'll work it into the far side corner. Rainwater's going to try to drive baseline. Kick over to Young. Tycac a three. Short, no good. Rebound Charlie Todd. Todd gives it up to Camille Solomon.
It's good to have Charlie Todd back with her rebounding ability, with her height. She really is the only one that matches up with some of Central's tallest players.
Boozer comes back to Solomon. Solomon with it, going to work to the right side. Now they'll go back to Boozer. Boozer back to Solomon. She's going to try a wide open three. Too strong, off the back of the iron, no good. And that one is knocked away. Last touch by the Lady Dogs. It'll be Central basketball.
Yeah, Charlie Todd, I think, tried to get to it, but touched it last. Todd and Westmoreland come out as Barclay is back in. Also, Kinsley Boozer checks back in.
So Central will try to bring it down. Cedartown playing almost a full court press. They get it to Rainwater. Rainwater in the baseline. She's going to back it out to the perimeter, looking for some help. Has picked up her dribble in La La Land. Now she gets it up. Oh, and some contact there as number 14, Shoemaker, was trying to drive the lane, and they're going to get Haven Barclay for the foul.
Haven Barclay bumped into her for a second. Team foul number 3 in the period for the Lady Bulldogs. Each side has 3.
Young kicks it out to Tycac, triggering from the baseline. Tycac near side corner. Now they'll go to Rainwater. Rainwater off the wing. Top of the key, now to the right side. They'll give it back to Yarbrough. The handoff goes to Shoemaker. Loose ball picked up by Barclay. Barclay one-on-one, now dribbling through traffic. Knocked away by Central, recovered by Kinsley, and she finishes at the rim, and the Lady Dogs are back on top by 1. 17-16 is your score, under a minute to play.
That's teamwork there by the Lady Bulldogs.
Cedartown playing a tough full court press defense. Central gets it into the front court. They have to go back to the top of the key outside. They're going to work to the right side. They went to the right. Nobody was home. Cedartown basketball, another good defensive stand by the Lady Dogs. And some more subs coming in for Central.
Yeah, it'll be number 12 to come in. Maddie Phillips back out there. Number 14, Willow Shoemaker, will head back to the bench for the rest of the first half.
Bill Solomon will bring it across the timeline. Left side now to Barclay. Barclay back to Solomon, now to Boozer. Boozer working off near side wing, has to go back to the top of the key. Now they'll swing it around the perimeter, working it back and forth, back and forth. It's Boozer now with it. Now it's Barclay again. Now they'll work it back around. Solomon top of the key, 16 on the shot clock. About a 6-second differential. The floater from Solomon, no good. Bussey comes away with the rebound, and we've got a foul call.
You know, when Bussey gets tied up with the basketball, they're actually going to call the foul on number 13.
That'll be Molly Young. That'll be the sophomores, I believe. That's her first. So Cedartown retains possession. Will trigger with 15 seconds on the clock. Bussey with it. Got to get it in. We get it to Asia Ware. Ware in the paint. Loose ball picked up by Bussey. Tied up underneath. Knocked away as we tried to work it back outside. Tycac comes away with it. A chance for Central to take the lead before we head to the half. A three on the way from Rainwater. It is no good. Out of bounds. The Lady Dogs will go to the locker room with a 1-point lead. 17-16 is your score. Lady Dogs lead here at the Haralson County Tournament from Jane Williamson Court here in Buchanan, Georgia. We'll take a 2-minute break. We'll come back and we'll talk about this first half of action, preview the second half, as well as the boys' game. You are listening to Cedartown High School basketball here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network. Back after this 2-minute break.
Make the right play. Go to Peach State Ford in Cedartown today.
Rush to Peach State Ford in Cedartown. Peach State Ford has a championship lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles. Peach State Ford is now open in your backyard.
Peach State Ford is proud to be part of your local community. Whether you're waiting for your vehicle to get serviced, picking up a part for your vehicle, or stopping by to check out a new vehicle for yourself, Peach State Ford offers a wide range of amenities to enhance your experience. Peach State Ford in Cedartown, 2076 Rockmart Highway, 770-748-3673. Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. For oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dawgs!
Looking for a good used vehicle? Don't go out of town. Come see the folks at Dingler Motor Company, 526 North Main Street. Bad credit, no problem. Dingler Motor Company can get you back on the road in no time with their in-house financing. Top quality pre-owned late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Stop by and check out their wide selection at 526 North Main Street across from Livewire Surplus. Call them at 770-748-0906. Search them on Facebook at Dingler Motor Co. That's Dingler Motor Company.
Are you ready for steel? Equipment, that is. At Croker's Hardware in Cedartown, we've got all the steel equipment. Blowers and shredder vacs, chainsaws, augers and drills, trimmers and brush cutters. We're very proud to be a retailer for the steel product line. As an independent dealer, we can provide many services that the big box chain stores just can't match. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff is always ready to help you select the equipment that meets your specific needs. So call Croker's for a steel today. That's 770-748-4842 to learn more about steel in Cedartown.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
Welcome back to halftime. Cedartown Lady Bulldogs lead it by a score of 17-16, along with Sam Branch. Andrew Carter with you from Haralson County High School. Jane Williamson Court in the final day of the Haralson County Hilburn-Patterson Invitational Tournament. The Lady Bulldogs kind of matching Central shot for shot, but the Lady Bulldogs in that second period able to pull just ahead. There have been several lead changes, Sam, and I feel like it's probably going to continue that way into the third or fourth period. And if both sides continue to play up to their ability that we've seen, this could be a very, very close game as it gets down to the wire.
Yeah, this was a 7-7 game at the end of the first 8 minutes worth of play. Cedartown did not lead at all in that first period of play. It wouldn't be until the second period of play when the Lady Dogs would go up 10-9, and then we would stretch it out at one point to, I believe, a 6-7 point lead.
Yep.
Central would come back. They would take the lead back, and then the Lady Dogs right back, battling, like you said, pretty much shot for shot. So far for the Lady Dogs, Camille Solomon and Kinsley Boozer are leading the scoring effort for Cedartown, both with 5 points apiece. Asia Ware with 4, and then you got Haven Barclay with 3. And so the Lady Dogs looking to figure out some things offensively. In the first period there, they really struggled to get some shots off, and then we kind of made some adjustments after that first 8 minutes and realized we're going to have to shoot the ball from the perimeter quite a bit if we want to be able to compete with this team. Central has the advantage in height. They also play a lot better down low defensively against the Lady Dogs, and we're just not able to get down there and get some good clean looks underneath the basket like you would like to see. But Cedartown's perimeter shooting has been decent. We are 3 for 10 from the stripe, only 6 for 22 from the floor, but we've made some big threes when we needed to make those big threes, and that's really been the difference in this game so far. Of course, like you said, a very close game being matched pretty much shot for shot with Cedartown with the 1 point advantage over Central, 17-16. The one spot where Cedartown has really struggled, and that has been rebounding.
Yes.
We struggled with that early in the first, and then as the game has gone on, we've gotten a little bit better, but still
particularly
Central
though,
just beating us right now.
Particularly offensive rebounding. That's been an issue for us. And when you're shooting perimeter shots mainly, and that's what we've been doing, either perimeter shots or floaters, not so much layups or anything like that. When you don't have anybody down low to rebound, you're not going to get many rebounds, and that's what's been happening to us. They've been boxing us out from getting inside the paint, and that has. But you look to the other side of the basketball, Lady Bulldogs have played good defense, and it's been the first period was a very low-scoring period for both teams. We scored 10 points in that second period. They only scored 9. I mean, it was a very both periods very low-scoring. So one of these offenses, though, I feel like is probably going to break free in this third period. And I hope it's the Lady Bulldogs, because it's going to be tough to come behind against a team like this who's got you in the size advantage as the Central Lady Lions do. And like we mentioned, the only person we have out there, Charlie Todd and maybe Asia Ware in the height department, they can match up against a couple of these Central players who have been good down below, including number 5, Riley Rainwater, who has been pretty much the heart and soul of their offense. Don't forget, coming up in about, after we get done with this ball game, the Cedartown varsity boys, who've won both of their games this week in the tournament, will face the Hoax Bluff Eagles. And as far as I know, this is probably the first time we've ever played Hoax Bluff, Alabama. Hoax Bluff played Bowden yesterday before our girls' game, and it was a pretty close ball game. So it promises to be a good matchup. So we hope you'll join us for that after this girls' game concludes. It's Cedartown 17 and Central Lady Lions 16. Let's go ahead and take another 2-minute break, and we'll come back with the start of the second half here on the Cedartown Bulldog Sports Network, the Big Double A.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the GHSA.
Bradford's Drug Store on North Main Street in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all of your gift and decor needs. Bradford's pharmacist takes time to get to know you, explain your medication, and answer any questions that you may have. Go by and see Bill Brewster and all the fine folks at Bradford's the next time you need a prescription filled. Also use their convenient drive-thru. Bradford's Drug Store, 500 North Main Street, Cedartown, 770-748-3100. And all the folks at Bradford say, go Dogs.
Rocky and Patty Tillery, 2 Cedartown High School graduates, and they stayed right here in the county and went into business. They employ right at 100 people, and they've been doing that for a long time. Most of their work is from out of the county, but they want to push our youngsters here, no matter what they're doing, Little League, Pony League, high school baseball, basketball, football, and soccer, and that's Polk County Public Service. They appreciate serving you.
Live Wire Surplus. Stop in today at 546 North Main Street. New items are arriving all the time. At Live Wire, they have unbelievable deals on lawnmowers, weed eaters, and leaf blowers. But that's not all. How about your patio? Live Wire has top-of-the-line grills, patio tables and chairs, fire pits, and so much more. All fresh off the truck, brand new, still packaged, and priced to sell. Live Wire Surplus, 678-861-5021. Take your truck. You're going to need it to load up on the savings.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
Welcome back here to Haralson County High School. Both teams out on the floor right now warming up for the second half. Well, the Cedartown Lady Bulldogs lead the Central Lady Lions by the slimmest of margins, 17-16. Sam, second half for the Lady Bulldogs. We mentioned one thing, rebounding has got to get better. How do we do that?
Well, I think you just got to get in a better position to rebound. You've got to box out. You've got to use your body a little bit to your advantage when you can. Listen, this is a tall squad, so you've got to get in a better position because you're not going to be able to go up and compete for that rebound as far as height-wise. So you've got to push them out of the way. You just got to position better down low, be a little more dominant, be a little more forceful in that situation, and I think that's about the only thing that you can do. Outside of that, the perimeter shooting has to continue, but I also think that at some point we've got to try to get off some shots from the floor that are within the perimeter. Yeah. I think to keep this Central defense honest, you've got to get some shots to go other than just your three-point perimeter shooting.
The key to that is misdirection. You're going to have to do some misdirection plays, and that takes a lot of discipline. So let's hope the Lady Bulldogs are able to do that because, perimeter shooting won't solve all your problems. Cedartown will have the ball to start the third period of play. It'll be Anna Kate Bussey to send it into Kinsley Boozer. We've got our starting out there, 5 back out there again, along with Haven Barclay, Asia Ware, and Camille Solomon.
Cedartown will work from right to left in this second half of action. And we are underway. Bussey will trigger from the far sideline. Boozer with it, right side to Solomon. Solomon working off that far side wing. Brings it back to the middle of the floor. They go to Boozer. Boozer back to Solomon. Now they'll work it into the corner to Asia Ware. Ware going to try to go around defender. Runs into one. Has to go back outside to the perimeter. It'll be Boozer backs it out. Coming up on 15 on the shot clock. They'll give it to Barclay. Barclay back to Solomon. Solomon to Boozer. Trying to look for an opening. Now they'll try to drive the defense. They'll have to kick back out. A three on the way from Boozer off the back of the iron. No good. But she grabs her own rebound. So Boozer will reset it. Left side now to Barclay. Barclay working off the wing. Barclay running the offense, getting some folks to move around, trying to mix things up here in this possession. Barclay back to the top of the key. They'll go to Asia Ware. Ware tries to go around Tycack. They kick out to Barclay. A three is on the way. It was short. And a rebound in and out of the fingertips there of Anna Kate Bussey. She almost came away with it, but the Lions do. Barclay goes to the floor hard. A lot of contact, nothing called. Rainwater. And now they'll get the call on Barclay.
Yeah, Barclay jumped right back up and then kind of went after the person with the basketball and kind of brushed her shoulder a bit. They're going to say contact to the head. I didn't see that, but that's Barclay's third foul. And as we mentioned before, the past couple of games, Barclay has been in foul trouble, and she's getting up there in fouls in this one.
They will trigger from the baseline. They'll go to Tycack. Now they'll go back to Rainwater. Rainwater from the elbow, off the glass, and that is up and good. And just like that, Central is back on top, 18-17. Cannot give up easy baskets down low like that against this Central team. It'll make you pay, and pay quickly. Solomon with it, going to work to the right side. Now working off a high ball screen, left side into the corner. They'll go to Barclay, back to Boozer. Boozer's going to try to drive, has to go top of the key, right side now. They'll come back to Solomon, now to Boozer. Boozer back to Solomon. Solomon's going to pull a three, no good. Rebound taken by Central.
And once again, the zone defense shutting off anything down low, and there's almost a turnover caused, but that's really been our Achilles heel. We're not able to get down low, and there's a foul called on Anna Kate Bussey on a push, and Bussey, I think, may have her third foul. She does.
So it'll be the Central Lady Lions that will trigger from the baseline. Bussey is going to come out, but Westmoreland is going to go back in. And it'll be Young. Young goes left side into Tycack. She quickly brings it into the perimeter, trying to work around Asia Ware. The kick out outside. A three is on the way. It's long, no good. Rebound taken by Mariah Westmoreland for the Lady Dogs. She gives it up to Camille Solomon. Solomon over to the right side. They'll go to Barclay. Barclay working off the perimeter wing on the far side. Has to bring it back out, and she'll reset the Lady Dogs offense. Westmoreland tries to give it to Ware. And that one is knocked away by Central. It'll say Cedartown basketball.
This one's going to be sent in the corner, Sam.
Yeah, right down the way from the Lady Dogs bench. Ware looking for somebody open, gives it to Barclay. Barclay goes to her left into Camille Solomon. Now they go to Asia Ware. Ware tries to give it to Boozer. It was knocked away. 8 on the shot clock. We'll go to Westmoreland now to Barclay. Barclay trying to work around Yarborough. And that one trying to get it down to Kinsley. Boozer is knocked away, and there is 1 second left on the shot.
I thought they were a little bit late turning that shot clock off. We're going to have an immediate shot as soon as it comes in.
So a catch-and-shoot situation will trigger from the baseline. We go to Solomon. She got the shot off, but it was no good. And it did not draw iron, so it will be a shot clock violation, and it will be Central back.
17.
Molly Young with it, top of the key, right side to Tycack. She's going to work it back to the middle of the floor. Now the left side. Yarborough with it, back to Tycack. Now they'll go into the corner. Young to Rainwater. Rainwater on the baseline. Gets double teamed, back outside. A three on the way from straightaway center. No good. And the offensive board taken by Central. Tycack with it, left side. Young with a floater. Mid-range jumper is good. And the lead is now 3 for Central. 20-17 is your score. 4:55 left to play in this third period. And that is timeout Cedartown. That is the first timeout that has been taken this entire game. We'll take it with them. We'll be back after this 30-second break here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Cedar Valley Golf Course has been the place to play golf in Cedartown and Polk County for 100 years. Locally owned and operated since 1924, Cedar Valley Golf Course offers 18 holes of some of the most beautiful fairways and greens in the area. Cedar Valley Golf Course is a proud supporter of the Cedartown High School Bulldogs and the greater Cedartown and Polk County region. Call today for tee time, 770-748-9671. Located just south of Cedartown at 1811 Buckhannon Highway. Cedartown's original golf course, celebrating 100 years. Cedar Valley Golf Course.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
4:52 to play in the third period. Cedartown now trails by 3, 20-17. Lady Dogs will have it after the timeout.
They quickly go into Camille Solomon. Solomon goes back outside, top of the key to Barclay. Barclay back to Solomon, near side wing, now to Westmoreland. Westmoreland, top of the key. She gives it to Solomon, outside to Boozer. Boozer, Barclay fires a three from the corner, in and out, no good. Rebound, Central. The Lions quickly pushing it up the floor in number 12, Phillips. And we've got a foul called again. And this one is going to be against Haven Barclay, and that's going to be her fourth.
I'm afraid it was correct. She did kind of push her a little bit with her body. It wasn't an arm push, but Barclay with 4 fouls here in the third period.
Central will trigger from the baseline. They get it into Tycack. They go back to Rainwater. Rainwater with it. Now is going to try to drive the paint to kick out to Yarborough. Far side now to Tycack. Now the right side to Young. They go back to Rainwater. Rainwater double teamed, and then it is knocked away out of bounds. Last touch by Central. It'll be Cedartown basketball.
And some of the better defense we've seen underneath defensively for the Lady Bulldogs, and Cedartown will have the basketball.
Anna Kate Bussey checks back into the game in relief of Haven Barclay, who has those 4 fouls. I would not be surprised if we saw her sit the rest of this third period. They go to Camille Solomon with it. Solomon gets triple teamed in traffic, and then they try to give to Boozer, and we've got a jump ball call before the pass, and that's Central basketball. A very late jump ball
Very
call.
late. I mean, she had already passed the ball and was going into another move. But Central gets the benefit of the jump ball call, and they'll take it over.
Tycack brings it into the front court, right side. They go to number 13, Young. Young, top of the key, trying to work around Camille Solomon. Back outside to Yarborough. Left side, Tycack. Back to Yarborough. Now they'll come near side, in and out of the hands of Young, but she picks up the loose ball, back to Yarborough. She's going to try to drive around Mariah Westmoreland with a severe height advantage. Now they dish underneath the Rainwater, and she's going to make you pay, even though she missed on that one. And Asia Ware came away with the rebound. Rainwater is almost automatic from that range, one of the few misses that we've seen her commit down low. Cedartown trying to work it down low to Westmoreland was Asia Ware, and it was knocked away. Last touch by Nora Yarborough, the big senior for the Lady Lions, and so Cedartown will inbound it. And Coach Green is making me eat my words as Haven Barclay immediately comes back into the game.
Well, he's sensing that this may be a turning point. We got to have our best players out there, at least the ones that have the best chance to score.
So it'll be Camille Solomon with it, near side wing. They go to Ware. Ware going to come back to Camille. Now back to Anna Kate, right side. Bussey with it. It's going to give it up to Ware. Ware's going to try to drive the paint. A lot of contact, no call. Then you get Camille Solomon with it in the corner. They float it to Boozer. Boozer, the baseline jumper, short, and the rebound is taken by Central.
0 fouls on Central in this period with 2:57 to go.
Rainwater, left side, Tycack. They give it to Yarborough. Working off that wing. Gives it back to Tycack. Tycack with it, working to the right side, near side trying. Has picked up her dribble, needs help, loose ball. Central falls on it, so does Cedartown, and we've got a jump ball.
It's going to be Cedartown basketball.
Anna Kate Bussey tied it up with number 13, Molly Young, the sophomore for the Lady Lions. Possession arrow in favor of Cedartown. 2:40 left to play here in this third period. Cedartown still trailing by 3. 20-17 is your score.
We got 2 players out there with 4 fouls, and Anna Kate Bussey and Haven Barclay, so you got to be careful.
Asia Ware with it, top of the key, right side to Boozer. Boozer working off the wing. Gives back to Westmoreland. Westmoreland to Bussey. Bussey goes to Solomon. Solomon over to the right side. Asia Ware is going to fire a three. It's going to be well short, and it's out of bounds, and it will be Central basketball. Cedartown has not scored a single basket in this second half of play, and we've only got 2:15 left to play in the third period. Cedartown in a full court press. Central's able to break it. Rainwater working to the right side, and they're going to get a foul called as Camille Solomon was leaning on her the whole way in. So that'll be Camille's first. And they're going to call it on the floor. So even though Rainwater was in the shooting motion by the time he blew the whistle, it will be a foul on the floor. Central will trigger from the baseline. They'll work it outside. Tycack with a three on the way. It is no good. In and out of the hands of Central, and it will be Cedartown basketball.
That's a good call right there by the official. You know, mentioning Cedartown hasn't scored yet in this third period of play. Central hasn't scored much either. It could be a lot worse of a score, but it's only a 3-point deficit.
Right side, Boozer working just to the right of the top of the key, goes to Asia Ware. Ware going to try to drive the baseline jumper, and it is no good. And the rebound once again taken by the Lady Lions.
Oh, this drought is really stretching on for Cedartown, offensively speaking.
Young into the left side, into the corner to Yarber. Yarber from the baseline, kick back out to Tycheck. She's going to try to drive the paint. The little jumper was no good, and Camille Solomon came away with the rebound for the Lady Dogs. Now Solomon pushing it into the front court for Cedartown. Right side, they'll go to Boozer. Boozer trying to work around Rainwater. Figures out what she wants to do with it. Gives it to Westmoreland. Westmoreland now goes to Asia Ware. Ware with it in the near side corner. Back to Anna Kate Bussey. Bussey working off the wing. 15 on the shot clock. We go back to Asia Ware, and now we've got a foul called away from the ball.
I was wondering how long it was going to take before they called the foul there on Nora Yarborough. She was tied up there with Kinsley Boozer. Kind of a little pushing back and forth. And that was the right call because the initiator, Nora Yarborough, was the one who was kind of putting hands all over her face and pushing her around.
Bussey will trigger. We go to Asia Ware. Ware, far sideline. And that one is off the foot of Young, and then they go to Tycack with it. So a turnover by the Lady Dogs as Central forces it in the corner, and they'll quickly run into their front court in transition over to the right side. Rainwater fakes a three, drives in. The floater from the baseline is no good. Asia Ware comes away with the rebound for the Lady Dogs. She gives it up to Camille Solomon. Left side, Barclay. Barclay goes back to Solomon. Solomon back to Boozer. Boozer working off the far side wing, gives it up to Asia Ware. Cedartown still without a basket in this second half of play, and we're coming up on 30 seconds left to go in the third period. A 3-point deficit, 20-17 is your score, and we've got a foul called on Cedartown this time.
Asia Ware. That's the 5th team foul, so it's going to send Central to the other side, I think, for free throws. Well, there's 5 team fouls on the board.
And I've got 5 on mine. And we play on.
Okay.
So Central robbed of a chance for 2 at the stripe. But we'll take it into the corner now. Off the baseline, it was number 12, Phillips, who was driving, and that one is out of bounds. Good defense there by Anna Kate Bussey.
So we're lucky that she didn't get called for a 5th foul right there. So here comes Camille Solomon.
Bussey will trigger into Solomon. Solomon will bring it into the front court for the Lady Dogs. Under 13 on the clock. Barclay with it. Goes back to Solomon. Solomon comes back to Barclay. Barclay near side on the wing. Back to Camille Solomon.
Got to get a shot.
Solomon to Ware. A last-second three, and it is well short. And we will go to the 4th period of play. 20-17 is your score. Lady Dogs outscored 4-0 in that period. Cedartown, no baskets so far in this second half. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll come back for the last 8 minutes of play. This is Cedartown High School basketball here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Georgia needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
Well, it's been about 15 minutes or so since Cedartown has scored a basket, but still, it's only a 3-point deficit, 20-17. Only 4 points scored in that third period, and all 4 of them from Central. So Central at the same time remains offensively stymied, as does Cedartown. Something's got to give, though, in this final frame of play. Central will have the ball to start. But the Lady Dogs have just been ice cold offensively here. And let's see if they're able to break that ice here, as Central will have the ball as they start the fourth period of play.
It'll be Young that brings it into the front court for the Lady Lions. Top of the key, right side now to Tycack. She's going to come back far side to Yarber. They try to feed underneath again to Rainwater, and she makes us pay again. Rainwater, I tell you what, she is automatic from the baseline, and she got that one to go. 22-17 is your score. Central opening up the lead a little bit. We go to Boozer. Boozer, top of the key, right side to Asia Ware. Ware's going to try to drive, splits the defense. The little jump shot was no good, and the rebound is taken by the Lady Lions. Right side, it'll be Phillips. Phillips goes into the corner, near side, now back to Tycack. She's going to work around the Cedartown defense. Shot is up, and it is no good, and the rebound is taken by Kinsley Boozer.
Well, we're getting rebounds now, Sam. That's the good thing. But offense has gone cold.
Westmoreland with it from the baseline, from the wing, and we've got a timeout on the floor, and we will take it with them. We'll be back after this 30-second break here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, the Big AA.
Make the right play. Go to Peach State Ford in Cedartown today.
Rush to Peach State Ford in Cedartown. Peach State Ford has a championship lineup of new and pre-owned vehicles. Peach State Ford is now open in your backyard.
Peach State Ford is proud to be part of your local community. Whether you're waiting for your vehicle to get serviced, picking up a part for your vehicle, or stopping by to check out a new vehicle for yourself, Peach State Ford offers a wide range of amenities to enhance your experience. Peach State Ford in Cedartown, 2076 Rockmart Highway, 770-748-3673.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
Back here at Haralson County High School, the Central Lady Lions lead now by 5 points, 22-17 here in this fourth period of play. What is just so incredible, and it's not in a good way, Sam, is that Cedartown's offense is just, they've had some chances, but they just haven't had anything to follow in this second half. And again, in normal circumstances, we might be, down by 20 to this point, but we're only down by 5 points. We're still in this ball game.
Haven Barclay with it off the inbounds from the far sideline, right from the Haralson County logo. Left side now to Boozer. They go back to Barclay. Barclay to Solomon. Solomon works it down low. And there's going to be 3 seconds called on Cedartown. Asia Ware, they were trying to back it down and set up a screen down low, and Bussey is called for the 3 seconds. And so it'll be Central basketball.
Oh, when it rains, it pours, Sam.
Well, I tell you, we have not gotten a single call from a certain referee all afternoon long. That one in and out of the hands of the Central player there, and Asia Ware picks it up, drives it down the court for the Lady Dogs. Top of the key will go to Solomon. Solomon working to the right side. Now we'll go to Boozer. Boozer, she's going to try to drive, has to kick back out to Solomon. Solomon left side now. Near side is Barclay. Again, far side Boozer, the floater short. No good. Rebound taken by Central.
Boozer's floater usually is automatic, but tonight she's not been able to get close enough, and there's a three-pointer attempt up and no good from Central, and the rebound by Cedartown's Anna-Kate Bussey. Got to get something going here.
Camille Solomon brings it into the front court. Left side goes to Barclay, and we've got a timeout called, and we'll take it with them. We'll be back after this 30-second break here on the Big AA.
Cedartown Automotive is your one-stop for all your automotive needs. Oil changes, new tires, or tire repair, brake work, tune-ups, air conditioner service, or repair, think of Cedartown Automotive. Cedartown Automotive is a longtime supporter of Cedartown High School athletics here on WGAA. Cedartown Automotive on East Avenue in Cedartown. Give them a call today at 770-749-5040 or stop by their beautiful location for fast and friendly service. And all the folks at Cedartown Automotive say, go Dogs!
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
Well, the offensive drought continues. 6:13 to play in the fourth period. Central 22, Cedartown 17. The 17 was the end of the first half. So Lady Bulldogs will have possession, looking for something to happen on offense.
Bussey inbounds to Asia Ware near sideline. We've got 6 players on the court.
For Central, right?
No, for us.
We sure do.
And we will have a technical foul called against Cedartown because we have 6 players on the court. So that'll be a technical against the Lady Dawgs. And a mental error that could not have happened at a worse of a time for the Lady Dawgs. So Central will send Molly Young to the stripe to shoot 2.
First one is up and good. Second one is no good. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
I have not. I can tell you that I have not. So we've got a scoring clarification.
I think they're going to have to check to see who actually can be in there right now, who was officially brought into the ball game. So
now we're ready to go.
Yep. So Central's going to have the ball after the technical shots.
So right side it'll be Tycack working off the wing. Now they'll come back to the left side in Yarber. Central player on the floor. They go to Rainwater. We triple teamer. They have to go back outside to Tycack. Now to Yarber. Back to Tycack. Top of the key. She's going to work to the right side, trying to work through the Cedartown defense. That one's knocked away. Loose ball. Rainwater gets it into the corner. They go to Phillips. Now back outside to Tycack. Tycack, a 3 on the way from Young. It is long. Rainwater comes away with the rebound off the glass. No good. Asia Ware momentarily had the rebound, and then it was knocked away, but Camille Solomon comes away with it.
Got to get some offense. Got to score here.
Solomon into the front court. Working to the right side, they go to Boozer. Boozer on the wing. Now they'll come back to Westmoreland. Westmoreland, top of the key. They try to go to Boozer. They floated it over her head, and Young comes away with it for the Lady Lions.
She was there. We just overthrew her.
Tycack with it on the far side. They go into the corner. Now she'll come back to Yarber. Yarber now near side into Young. Young's going to go in the corner. It's going to be Phillips is going to try to drive the baseline. Has to kick over to the right side. They'll come way back outside again. A 3 on the way. No good. Rebound taken by Charlie Todd.
That's the advantage of having Charlie Todd down low like that. She was able to reach over the head of the player around her and get that rebound.
Camille Solomon trying to go through the Central defense. The ball is on the floor, and we've got a jump ball called, and it should be in favor of the Lady Dawgs, and it is Cedartown basketball as Haven Barclay will check back in for Cedartown. 4:52 left to play here in the fourth period. Your score is 23-17. The Lady Dawgs trail. Cedartown has yet to score a basket in this entire second half of play.
But only 5 points have been scored or 6 points have been scored by the Central Lady Lions in this second half.
Left side, Boozer working off the wing. Now they go to the right side to Asia Ware. Back to Boozer into a double team, and it's knocked away, and Central comes away with it. It'll be Maddie Phillips is driving coast to coast. The transition basket is good, and it's 25-19. Central leads. And the wheels have started to come off for this Cedartown squad. Boozer right side to Barclay. Barclay tries to go back to Asia Ware, and nobody was home. Nobody paying attention. An unforced turnover, Central basketball.
Well, I'm not going to tell you who that was intended for, but she was absolutely in another universe right there. Central's going to have it, unforced turnover.
Tycack with it, will give it up. Now the right side, they'll go into the corner to Yarber. Yarber's going to try to drive around the defense, has to give it underneath to Rainwater. Rainwater, triple team, loose ball picked up by Boozer.
Opportunity
Boozer.
Here.
But she is not the numbers in favor, but she splits the defense anyways, goes through 3 defenders and gets the basket to go. That's the first basket of the second half. It's 25-19, Lady Dawgs trail. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. We'll be back after this 30-second break here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Looking for a good used vehicle? Don't go out of town. Come see the folks at Dingler Motor Company, 526 North Main Street. Bad credit, no problem. Dingler Motor Company can get you back on the road in no time with their in-house financing. Top quality pre-owned late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Stop by and check out their wide selection at 526 North Main Street across from Livewire Surplus. Call them at 770-748-0906. Search them on Facebook at Dingler Motor Co. That's Dingler Motor Company.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big AA.
Well, none other than Kinsley Boozer able to break the scoring drought for Cedartown. But Central had scored a couple of baskets before that point. They had an 8-point lead. Now it's a 6-point lead with 3:45 left to go in the ball game, and a score more reminiscent of a football score. Central's going to have it. Cedartown is going to try to play some man defense here.
Tycack brings it into the front court. Now they give it up to number 13, Young. Young goes back to Tycack. Tycack with it, going to try to drive. They give to Rainwater in the paint. Outside to Yarber. Yarber a three on the way from the corner, and it's good. And just like that, Central answers the call.
That's a dagger right there.
28-19. Lady Dogs trail. Right side is Barclay. Barclay working it to Bussey. Bussey from the baseline back outside. They'll go to Ware. Ware back to Camille Solomon. Solomon tries to drive, runs into a double team, fights through it. The shot is up and no good. Kinsley Boozer trying for the rebound, but goes out of bounds with it. It'll be Central basketball. Charlie Todd is going to check in for Cedartown. She will come in relief of Anna Kate Bussey. Cedartown in a full court press defense right now, trying to force something. Young easily breaks the press. Now they'll give it up to Tycack. Tycack, she gets double teamed. They go back to Young with it. Young on the right side. Now they'll go back to Yarber, far side. She's going to try to drive from the elbow, goes to Rainwater. Rainwater to Tycack. Tycack working from the top of the key, working to her right side. Trying to work around Barclay, gives it up to Young. Young, Barclay picks her up again. Now they'll go to Rainwater. Rainwater quickly double teamed. They go back outside now from the corner. Near side, it's number 12, Phillips, trying to get it back down to Rainwater, and it is out of bounds. Cedartown basketball, a beautiful defensive stand there by the Cedartown Lady Dogs with 2:39 left to play.
It was Kinsley Boozer that was falling out of bounds, half possession, threw it off the a defender's shoulder, and Cedartown has the ball back. We need to score quickly.
Haven Barclay with it, top of the key, going to go to the right side to Boozer. Lady Dogs trail by 9. Boozer fires a three, make it 6. 28-22.
That's huge right there.
Full court press for the Lady Dogs. They go to the right side, does Central into Young. Young's going to weave through the Cedartown defense. Solomon picks her up there, and we've got a foul called at half court.
Coach Green was just screaming double dribble right there, but a little too much contact there. According to the official, Camille Solomon gets called for the foul, her second.
Central will inbound from half court. Stoppage in play. Now we're ready to go work. It'll be Young that will trigger. She goes into the right side to Phillips. Phillips tries to give it to Yarber, and that one is thrown away. Cedartown basketball again. A brilliant defensive stand by the Lady Dogs.
Going to have to take advantage of these turnovers here. We did before. Lady Dogs trailing 28-22. 2:05 to play. Here comes Boozer.
Boozer with it, top of the key. Left side, they go to Ware. Ware working off the wing, goes back to Barclay. Barclay, top of the key, right side to Boozer. Boozer from the far side wing, steps in, comes back. Barclay fires a three straight away off the back of the iron, no good. And a rebound, we've got a tie-up jump ball.
It's going to go to Central, but valiant effort there by Cedartown, 1:48 to play. And again, we're going to press. We got one person in the front court and the rest of the four in the back court.
Rainwater with it, brings it across the timeline, a near steal, loose ball picked up by the Lady Dogs and a foul. The steal and the foul, the Lady Dogs defense once again showing off here in the later stages of this second half of play, and that one's against Rainwater.
That's her first and the first team foul for Central in this period.
Boozer with it, top of the key, right side to Barclay. Barclay from the Jane Williams Court logo on the far side, and they're going to get Camille Solomon. She had her heel on the line, and that's going to be a turnover. Again, an unfortunate, untimely error for the Lady Dogs. Tycack with it, trying to work through the double team. It's Barclay and Solomon. They've made her pick up her dribble. She needs help. She's got to call timeout. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. We'll be back after this 30-second break here on the Cedartown Bulldog Sports Network, AM 1340, WGAA, the Big Double A.
Have you been to Croker's Hardware and Supply lately? Croker's is the place to find everything you need, from boots to fencing, from plumbing supplies to wood and gas stove fittings, everything, even paint and flooring. Whether you're building or repairing, everything you need is right here at Croker's Hardware on East Avenue. Name brands galore right here in your back door. Orca and Yeti coolers and tumblers, case knives, native eyewear, buck stove grills, and more. At Croker's, you can find everything.
Go by and see the friendly staff there at 1192 Rockmart Highway. That's Croker's Hardware in Cedartown.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
Six-point lead for the Central Lady Lions over Cedartown with 1:27 to go. Two-possession game. Cedartown's defense has played much better in the last minute and a half. The offense, of course, struggling of late, but has been able to get a couple of baskets. And we need a few more here. Of course, Central's going to have the basketball. We had them trapped, Sam, and we'll see if we can keep them trapped again. They're going to break the press this time and get across half court.
They quickly go into Rainwater, but she's already picked up her dribble, needs help. She gives it to Tycack. Now they'll go right side to Young, back to Rainwater. Rainwater going to try to split the Cedartown defense. Into the corner to Phillips, knocked away by Camille Solomon, out of bounds. It'll stay Central basketball. 1:15 left to play. 16 on the shot clock. They'll trigger from the near sideline. They go into Tycack. Tycack again picked up her dribble. Loose ball picked up by Barclay. Haven Barclay in transition. Kiss it off the glass. Oh, it's no good. It's out of bounds, and it is Central basketball.
Oh, man, so close.
She waited a step and a half too late to start her upward momentum, and that carried her just a little too far to be able to make the clean lay-in. Central triggers. Now they get it into the front court. Yarber with it, tries to go back to Rainwater. Tycack is there to clean it up on the backside. Now they go into the corner to Phillips, back to Tycack. She'll go back to Young. Young, back to Tycack. They're just playing keep away at this point. Back to Young, back to Tycack.
Running time off the clock.
Cedartown's going to have to force something here defensively. Tycack has to go to her right, dribbles into the corner, now comes back to Rainwater, makes contact, loose ball picked up by Rainwater, goes back to Tycack. Tycack working into the corner. 4 on the clock, they give to Rainwater. She's going to get the shot off, no good, and it was off the window, and it is a shot clock violation, and it'll be Cedartown basketball with 29 seconds.
Precious time came off the clock, and we've got to score 2 3-pointers in 28 seconds.
You got to have a basket quickly here. Barclay with it, far side. They go to Asia Ware and a turnover. And again, not a good connection there between Barclay and Ware. And Camille Solomon is going to commit the foul in the backcourt to stop the clock.
That's only the third foul of this period by either side.
Barclay could not commit the foul, otherwise that would have been number 5 on her. So Solomon sacrifices one, and we'll check it into Tycack. Tycack, now she gets it to Young. Young trying to work it into the front court. She does so to Rainwater, and that's going to do it this afternoon here from Haralson County High School. Central is going to escape with the victory. The Lady Dogs gave it a valiant effort. The defense would come alive in the second half and make a stand, but the offense just could not keep up. 28-22 is your final. The Lady Dogs fall by 6. Let's take a 60-second timeout. We'll come back and wrap this one up. You're listening to Cedartown High School basketball here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network.
Timeout. All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the GHSA and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
Bradford's Drugstore on North Main Street in Cedartown is your locally owned and operated Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Bradford's accepts most prescription plans, and remember Bradford's for all of your gift and decor needs. Bradford's Pharmacist takes time to get to know you, explain your medication, and answer any questions that you may have. Go by and see Bill Brewster and all the fine folks at Bradford's the next time you need a prescription filled. Also use their convenient drive-thru. Bradford's Drugstore, 500 North Main Street, Cedartown, 770-748-3100. And all the folks at Bradford say, go Dogs.
Let's get back to the Cedartown Bulldogs right here on the Big Double A.
Tough loss by the Lady Bulldogs tonight, or this afternoon, rather, 28-22. As Cedartown struggled to score in that second half. They only scored, 5 points in that entire second half. Had 17 at the end of the first half. Offensively speaking, that was the difference maker. Cedartown was making defensive rebounds, was playing great defense. I mean, if you look at the points allowed, there wasn't a ton of that either, Sam, but it was just the lack of the ability for the Lady Bulldogs to score at all in that second half, and that was the difference.
That was Kinsley Boozer finishes the night leading the scoring effort for the Lady Dogs, finishes with 10 points, 4 rebounds. Camille Solomon would pick up 5 points, Asia Ware with 4, and Haven Barclay rounding out the scoring effort with 3 points on the night. And that is your scoring recap for this Cedartown Lady Dogs team.
FCA player of the game?
FCA player of the game. That's a toughie because a lot of these girls really gave a lot of effort. Several of them helped in the scoring effort, but I really think you have to give the FCA player of the game award to Kinsley Boozer, who led the scoring effort and also hit some big-time shots for the Lady Dogs when we needed it, including that big three that would cut the score from a 9-point deficit down to 6 points, which gave the Lady Dogs a chance there at the end. So Kinsley Boozer, congratulations. You are our FCA player of the game. Again, your final for the Lady Dogs. They fall to Central 28-22. Up next, the Cedartown Bulldogs on a 4-game win streak. They are 2-0 here in this tournament. Will take on the Hoax Bluff Eagles. Will the Eagles soar, or will the Bulldogs keep them grounded? Well, you'll have to stick around and find out as we are about 12 minutes away from tip-off. We'll send it back to the radio station for some great country music, and then we'll be back with more of Cedartown High School basketball in about 12 minutes here on the Cedartown Bulldogs Sports Network, the Big AA.